What is going on, my peeps? Vito here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome back to another episode of Beato the Vito. I've got James within me. That is a little weird.
Not playing Slash today.
Yeah, we're not playing Slash today. That was a slip of the tongue. It is Friday today at MiniWarGaming. So I've got James with me today, and we are going to be playing 2,000 points of Thousand Suns versus the Death Corps of Krieg. Yes, that is right, Death Corps of Krieg. What a fantastic and beautiful army, full of narrative and full of fluff, and the models are just absolutely beautiful. James has actually requested to play against the Thousand Suns. He has a little bit of a love-hate relationship with the Thousand Suns.
More of a hate.
More of a hate. Yeah, you've played a lot against Thousand Suns before.
I've played a few games against them.
Yeah.
When you figure I've played, not counting here, 8 games or so with my Death Corps.
Okay, 8 games.
And then 2 of them were Thousand Suns.
Fair enough, okay.
So
yeah, you have a little bit of a history with the Thousand Suns.
I have some demons to exercise.
Exactly. So it was requested to play against the Thousand Suns, and we're actually going to be bringing some Lords of War today. A lot of people have requested for me to bring Magnus, so I am going to be bringing, and you are going to be bringing one of the big boy tanks today. So let's take a look at both the boards and the armies. But if you would like to be in James' spot, please go to miniwargaming.com/challenge for all of those deets. And also make sure to go to our Facebook page to check out all of the really cool events that are coming out, especially at the filming of this bat rep, our Apocalypticon, and we want to make sure that you guys come to that. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hey, before we watch this video, want to join us for an enormous 40-person Apocalypse game? Well, we're having Apocalypticon 2020 this coming April 17th and 18th. For all the details, go to miniwargaming.com/challenge.
Taking a look now at 2,000 points of Thousand Suns. Trying something a little new, having a sprinkling of, little new things, as I like to, I try to vary my list as much as possible. So let's go ahead and take a dive deep for my Lord of War. It's going to be the Crimson King himself, Magnus the Red. He is going to be my warlord for today, so he will have the warlord trait, Lord of Forbidden Lore. What that allows me to do is he knows 1 extra psychic power, and for his psychic powers, I will be taking the Weaver of Fates, Warp Time, Glamour of Tzeentch, and the Infernal Gateway. Moving on over to my HQ choices, I do have a Demon Prince with wings and 2 malefic talons. For his psychic powers, he will be taking Diabolic Strength and Temporal Manipulation. And then moving over to my last HQ choice, I do have an Exalted Sorcerer. For his psychic powers, he will be taking Prescience and the Infernal Gaze, and I will be running for my relic, the Helm of the Third Eye. So what that allows me to do is anytime James spends a command point on a 5+, I get a command point back. Moving on to the rest of the army, we'll go into the troop choices. I have 3 units here of Rubric Marines, 1 squad of 13. We have a not Hellfire missile rack, but the Soul Reaper cannon, the Exalted Sorcerer, not Exalted Sorcerer, but the Aspiring Champion right over there, and all of the guys here with their bolters. A squad of 10 on my right flank over here, armed the exact same way. And then moving on over to my left flank, squad of 10 armed the exact same way. Then we have in the elite choice, 5 Scarab Occult Terminators with the Sorcerer armed with what you see is what you get. And then we have 1 of the Scarab Occult Terminators with a Hellfire missile rack. In my heavy support choice, I am going to be taking a Land Raider. It's something I normally don't like to take just because of how expensive it is. However, Thousand Suns generally lack the punch to take out heavy armor. Now, they can do it with smites and other psychic powers. However, I am going to be taking this boy and try to take out some of that heavy armor. So what you see is what you get with this Land Raider. And last but certainly not least is going to be a Mutalith Vortex Beast. I've never tried this boy out. I mean, I've tried it in Disciples of Tzeentch for AOS, but never in 40k. It has some pretty decent rules, giving army-wide buffs, or even messing around with the enemy. So I definitely want to try this boy out and see what he can do. So what you see is what you get with him. And that will be 2,000 points of Thousand Suns. Taking a look now at 2,000 points of Death Korps of Krieg. James, what do we got?
Alright, so we have a battalion and a spearhead detachment. In my battalion, I have my normal marshal. I'm going to switch it up a little bit today. Instead of his power fist, I'm bringing a power sword, which is upgraded to the Blade of Conquest, a plasma pistol, and Memento Mori. He has the Tenacious Survivor warlord trait. Beside him, I have a line officer with a hotshot lasgun and a chainsword. Filling out the battalion, I have 3 squads of grenadiers, one with 2 plasma guns, one with 2 grenade launchers, and one with 2 melta-guns. And then moving into, I also have a super heavy support, which we'll get to later. But in the spearhead, I have a tank commander Vanquisher with hull-mounted las cannon, sponson multi-meltas, pintle stormbolter, and a hunter killer missile. I have 3 Earthshaker guns because Krieg does their artillery, and 3 heavy mortars. And then last but not least, I have a Lima Russ Alpha, Mars Pattern Alpha Squadron, 1 Executioner with 3 plasma cannons, and an Exterminator with heavy bolters and a pintle-mounted heavy stubber, that's what it is. And last but not least, the Iron Savior himself, a Baneblade with twin heavy bolter sponsons with las cannons and no other upgrades. And that completes our 2,000 points of Death Korps Krieg.
This is the board that we are playing on today. The mat itself is from GameMat.eu. We have some ruins here. Those are from Adam from Greenleaf Terrain. And the rest of the terrain that you see here, including these little trenches and all of this old stuff here, that is all from Games Workshop. As for our narrative for today, the Death Korps of Krieg have held out against 1,000 Suns for long enough. Magnus, he has tired of the failure of all of his lieutenants and his sorcerers, so finally he's going to be leading the charge against the Krieg itself. James and I have decided that we are going to be playing Open War for today. So James, we've already gone ahead and we've shuffled all of our cards. So for our deployment, James, why don't you go ahead and flip that up. Dawn War, nice and vanilla. I always love me some vanilla. For our objective, it's going to be
Kingslayer.
Each player adds up the power rating of an enemy units that are destroyed during the battle, doubling their total score at the end of the battle if one of the models is slain of the enemy warlord. At the end of the 5th battle round, the player with the highest total wins the battle, even if their own army has been wiped out. And then the twist. Many paths to victory.
Draw an extra objective card.
Both objective cards are used for the battle. If the players achieve one of the objectives, each then the battle is a tie. Okay, so, cool.
Let's see. Other objective.
War of Attrition. That's kind of fitting for Death Korps. Each player adds up the power rating of all enemy units that are destroyed during the battle. At the end of the 5th battle round, the player with the highest total wins the battle.
So basically,
kill each other.
Well, both of them are whoever has the most power level.
Yeah, wins. Exactly. All right, pretty easy. Alright everyone, we are all set up. The way I've put my stuff on board is the big block of 13 Rubric Marines on this flank over here, followed by the Demon Prince and my Land Raider. Right in the center, I have the Mutilith Vortex Beast, being accompanied by 10 Rubric Marines and my Exalted Sorcerer, and then Magnus the Red on my left flank with more Rubric Marines. As for the Death Corps, we have the big old Baneblade right over here. Are these the Grenadiers?
Grenadiers, the Marshal, Heavy Mortars, the Limeros Squadron, the Limeros Commander, another squad of Grenadiers, and then the Urshaker Battery.
And those are the crew
for the battery, yeah.
Right. So I will be going first, unless James can go ahead and seize the initiative. Unless you don't want to seize, I mean, that's perfectly fine.
I gotta put some shots into Magnus.
You don't have to. You can just give up Krieg itself and join the Thousand Suns. I mean, what's wrong with becoming dust? There's nothing wrong with it.
Over our cold dead bodies.
Right, fair. we can make this happen. All right, so go ahead and seize you can seize.
So what we're going to do, we're going to seize the initiative.
Yeah.
Pound you guys into further dust.
Oh, right, okay. No, getting a 4. So we're not going to become drywall or MDF, because that's what you're saying. You're going to pound us into dust, which just becomes drywall. So let's go into Thousand Suns, turn number 1. Starting off with the movement phase, we're just going to have these Rubric Marines just go there 5 inches forward, getting up a little closer, because we don't really have anything within range, so they're just going to hop on over to here. The Mutilith Vortex Beast, it's just going to go, it's 8 inches right to here. The Land Raider, it's going to go ahead and move 10 inches right up to here. And the reason why I'm moving it is because I think these Rubric Marines are going to stay still because we are within range to double fire into this squad, but I do need to move my Demon Prince, so he might just fly on over somewhere here where the Land Raider can provide himself some cover. So with that being in mind, I might measure it out to see where he wants to go, because he can go 12. The Demon Prince will just fly on over to right there. Magnus is going to go ahead and fly his 16 inches and end up right over there. You know what? Actually, on second thought, I am actually going to move this squad up 5 inches. So you know what? These guys are, they're just going to go there 5 right to here. I'm going to go ahead and advance my Exalted Sorcerer for an extra 1. So he's going to go 7. He's just going to duck in between this building right over here, making sure that he's a little farther back. So giving a nice little bubble over here. On second thought, I should have advanced the Mutilith Vortex Beast, and James is nice enough to let me do that. So I'm just going to add an extra D6 inches onto him. So I'm going to add an extra 4 inches on top of him. So he's just going to go scoot, boop, right to there. I think that's where we are going to end up for our movement phase as we slowly invade into the trenches. Magnus is going to try and cast the Weaver of Fates onto himself, trying to give himself a 3-up invulnerable. Come on, brah! Really?
It's making up for Tuesday.
Right, yeah,
Wednesday.
Yeah, right. Look at this guy, really? Alright, you know what? I'll take it. I'll go ahead and take it for D3 mortal wounds. For 1 mortal wound, but Magnus does ignore Perils of the Warp mortal wounds on a 2+. Yeah, buddy! So he's gonna take 1 mortal wound. You guy, you. Alright, so now Magnus, he's gonna try and cast Warp Time on himself. Casting value is 6. He does add +2 to all of his castings. And we do get that off with a 10. So now Magnus can make an automatic move. And with Magnus's move of 16 inches, that gets him right in danger close. And now for our last spell, we're going to try and go for Smite. We do get it off with a 6, 7, 8. Now with Magnus's Smite, instead of being D3 damage, it's D6. What I can try to do is try to go for the Super Smite. I do need an 11+, and he'll take 2d6 damage. Now, do I want to spend a command point on that? I need to roll a 5, so you know what, I'm going to attempt, I'm going to spend a command point for a reroll. 2 still goes off. So for suffering D6 wounds into the Bane Blade, he will take 6 mortal wounds. This unit here, Rubric Marines, they're going to go ahead and cast Smite.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Closest target is actually going to be these guys over here, looking for a 5. They do successfully get it off, so just 1 mortal wound. Wherever you like. Boop. This unit will do the exact same thing, closest target being that unit. Oh, and they fail. My Exalted Sorcerer, he's going to go ahead and cast Prescience, and we're going to go ahead and put it on this squad over here. Looking for a 7. We do successfully get that off, so this unit of Rubric Marines is going to get +1 to hit. My Exalted Sorcerer, he will go ahead and then cast Smite, targeting these guys over here. Oh, that's going to be Super Smite for D6 mortal wounds. For a total of 5 mortal wounds. Ow. Ow. Squad of Rubric Marines on my right flank, they're going to go ahead and cast Smite. Closest target being these guys over here, because we do get +6 inches to all of our castings. It does go off, so they'll just suffer 1 mortal wound. Next, the Demon Prince, he's going to go ahead and cast Smite. Closest target is going to be this Lehman Russ. What do we get? And we successfully get that off for D3 mortal wounds, for a total of 3 mortal wounds, getting a 5. And I'm not going to cast Diabolic Strength on him just yet, because I don't want to risk, having another psychic breakdown of the brain. So we're just going to go right into the shooting phase. And starting with that, we're going to go with the Mutilate Vortex Beast. And we're going to go with the Beam of Unreality. I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
And we have to target the closest unit within 18 inches. We didn't measure it. And it's going to be that tank. I roll 3 dice, and for every 4 up, it takes a mortal wound. So you're just going to take 2 mortal wounds, dropping him down to 7 wounds remaining. Next, we're going to go with these Rubric Marines, and they're going to be firing into this squad of 10. The back 4 cannot be firing, so I'm just going to go ahead and fire with these guys over here.
I'm going to spend a command point for take cover.
Sounds good.
Roll your helm.
Helm of the Third Eye on a 5+. I do not get a command point. 4 shots with the Soul Reaper cannon, hitting on 2s. All will hit. And then this is going to be at Strength 5 versus Toughness 3. Looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 hits. These are all going to be at AP -3.
So, would normally cancel out my armor, but because of take cover, I got 6 to up save.
Oh,
Save 1.
2 will die. 2 in the trenches go down. And then the other 4 guys hitting on 2s. All will hit, and 3s to wound. Only getting 3 at AP -2.
So these ones are 5 ups.
2 will die. Next, this squad is going to try and finish off this little squad over here. All but the Sorcerer, and these 3 cannot shoot. Starting with the Soul Reaper cannon, hitting on 3s. All will hit, and 3s to wound. Getting all 3 at AP -3. That is enough to just take all 3 out. Next, we're going to have this squad over here. They're going to fire. I only have 2 guys in range. 1 will be the Soul Reaper, and 1 a regular fellow. Starting with the Soul Reaper on 3s, and looking for 3s. Getting 3 at AP -3. And 2 shots from the regular guy, because he did not move, hitting on 3s, and looking for 3s to wound. That's another 2 guy. Oh, sorry, AP2. Yeah.
So that is 2 more.
Next, we're going to go for my Land Raider. The Heavy Bolters will go into that squad, and then all the las cannons try to focus down and kill that tank, because hey, why not? Starting with the Heavy Bolters, hitting on 3s. Re-rolling the 1 because of the Demon Prince. And looking for 3s to wound. 5 up armor. Oh, 2 will die.
Oh, no. You are not part of that squad.
And the last cannon's hitting on 3s. All of them will hit. And looking for 3s to wound. You would. I'll go ahead and spend a command point to reroll one of these. Alright, getting 2 of them. We're going to give cover to this because this thing is just so big from there. So 5 up. Oh, no. Goes right through. Do you want to spend a command point to reroll one of those? No? Okay. For 2d6 wounds. You got to be kidding me. For only 3? My dice sometimes. Alright, so we're just going to go right into the charge phase. And Magnus is going to go ahead and charge the big old Baneblade.
So we're going to spend 2 command points for 2 different stratagems. First is Vengeance for Cadia.
Okay.
And the second is Defensive Gunners.
Okay.
So I'm overwatching on 5s, re-rolling all failed to hit and wound.
Oh, that sounds scary. From a Helm of the Third Eye on a 5 up. No, and then for the other one. Oh, I get a command point back.
So starting with the 6 heavy bolters, hitting on 5s, re-rolling all fails, and re-rolling the failed to hits. So 11 hits, 5s to wound. Re-roll this count.
That's a lot more than I want.
And then re-roll the failed. And the re-rolling failed. So that is 4, 8
Pretty decent.
wounds from the heavy bolters at -1.
3 up invul kicks in. Yeah, he's just going to take 2 wounds. Magnus drops down to 15 wounds remaining.
Alright, so next going to do the autocannon, hitting on 5s.
Whoop! You got a 3 in there. And a 3, but
The
you get
reroll will fail. 1 hit. 4s. Re-rolling. There we go. 2 damage if it goes through.
3 up invul. 2 damage?
2 damage.
I'll take it.
2 last cannons. 1 hit so far.
Stop.
Reroll.
Stop! Stop!
Wounding on 3s.
Stop. Stop.
Re-rolling the 1.
Stop doing that. Okay.
Yeah, I can't re-roll the guy.
3 up invul. Okay. Woo! The guns are progressively getting worse.
D6 shots with the demolisher cannon.
3 shots. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Wounding or hitting on 5s, re-rolling. The 1 hit so far. Oh, just 1 hit.
Okay. What's strength?
10.
Okay. 3s to wound. 5 up.
And,
Sorry, 3 up invul.
and it's -3. So
Come on, Magnus. What's the damage?
D6.
Okay. What about the big gun? What does that do?
It is heavy 3d6.
Oh my jeez.
Strength 9, AP -3, 3 damage.
And, come on. And what was the damage of this thing?
D6.
I'll take it.
So D6.
Yaka! Why? I'm down to 7 wounds.
The Baneblade cannon. 3d6 shots. I'm gonna spend a command point and reroll the 2. And because you already got a command point back, you can't roll on the helm.
No, I can't.
So 14 shots, hitting on 5s. Re-rolling failed. Okay, so strength 9, wounding on 3s. Re-rolling 2 faileds.
Oh no.
So 4 hits.
3 up invul.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. I know, Slanesh, you've been upset with me today, but come on. Zeech, you've been my boy in the past. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm going to spend my command point.
Okay.
That's what I've been waiting for, the reroll. Ah! No! Okay, what's the damage?
3.
Okay, I can take that. I'm a big boy. I can take that. Magnus has 4 wounds left. Interesting.
I forgot to use another stratagem at the start of charge phase.
What would have it been?
Crush him.
Oh, jeez. Okay. What was that to do again? I can't remember.
In the close combat phase that follows it,
Yeah.
the vehicle hits on 2+.
Fun.
So,
Oh, you're saying you want to do it?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll go ahead and do that. So we'll knock you down a command point.
All right.
And then Magnus's charge. Okay. So he absolutely, wabam, makes it in with his measly 4 wounds remaining. I did not anticipate this. This may have been a bad decision. All right, we're gonna go right into the combat phase with Magnus and this big unfair tank. Unfair. I took Magnus. Whatever. Do I want? Give me a second. Never mind. All right. So Magnus, now that he is severely bracketed, he has 5 attacks. And you are going to be hitting on 2s. I do get to reroll of the 1s for Death to the False Emperor.
No, for
what?
Death to the False Emperor is you get extra attacks on 6s.
Oh right, never mind. I lied. Take that away from me.
He might have a thing where he gets to reroll 1s.
Actually, yeah, he does get to reroll 1s. Yeah, you're never mind. So yeah,
it's just wrong rule.
Yeah, wrong rule, but I got it right anyway. So yeah, he does get to reroll the 1s. I do jump all the way up to Strength 18 against your Toughness 8. So I'll be wounding you on 2s. Okay, so I missed with 1.
So 4 wounds. I'm
going to spend a command point to reroll one of these. You would. Why do I always roll a 1? Reroll a 1 is never...
That's why.
Ah, Slash! Yeah, it's all at -4, so it's going to be a total of 12 damage.
It's down to 8. So second bracket with its adamantium tracks gets 6 attacks.
Okay.
Hitting on 2s because of the crush 'em stratagem.
This doesn't look good.
Strength 9 versus toughness 7. So winning on 3s. I'm gonna spend a command point and reroll 1. So 4 at -2.
Alright, 3 up and vulnerable. Can't reroll any of these. Come on, buddy. Come on, Magnus. Remember you were my true love back in 30K edition? Damage D3?
D3.
Okay, I can't die. But you would roll a 6. Stop rolling my vests! Magnus drops all the way down to 1 wound. Magnus is going down next turn. See? Everyone always says, Vito, take Magnus. Vito, this is why I don't take Magnus! He always dies! Jumping into the morale phase.
So this squad of grenadiers ignores losses in the shooting phase because of call to sacrifice, so they're fine. This squad over here lost 1 guy in the psychic phase. Their leadership 6, so on a 6, 1 guy runs.
Nothing.
So.
All right, jumping right into the movement phase for the Death Corps.
The Baneblade is going to attempt to fall back. The squad of grenadiers is going to advance this way. I gotta roll a die.
Yeah. Here you go.
Just know that guy's only moving 6, so I'm advancing to try to get everything back in coherency. So 9 inches. You guys are going to advance 6 inches, so up 2, up 2. I'm just going to not go the full 12, but and then this officer here is going to advance 8 inches. Just going to start with my orders. The marshal is going to give them the forward for the Emperor order, so they can fire even though they advanced. So 4 hotshot lattice shots into Magnus. Hitting on 3s.
Getting 2 hits.
Wounding on 6s.
God, it's okay. 3 up. And go out and make it.
And
2 frag grenades.
from the grenade launchers. So 5 shots. Hitting on 3s.
Getting 1. 6 to wound. 1.
The marshal's second order is going to be on the gun crew here to bring it down. So, or no, not bring it down. No mercy. So all their guns are treated as pistol 2 instead of rapid fire 1. So all 24 of their shots are, not 24, 8.
Going right into Magnus. All these hitting on 4s. Wounding on 6s, re-rolling the 1s. I got 1. Nothing.
So the field officer here is going to give the 2 grenadiers up front the bring it down order as well. And they're going to fire their melta guns into the Land Raider. Hitting on 4s because they advanced.
Getting 2 hits.
And then wounding on 4s because strength 8, toughness 8.
Getting 1.
1 wound at -4.
6 up save. No, goes through.
So, D6 damage.
For 4 damage.
The tank commander is going to order the executioner to, what's it, fire on target, I think it's called? But it's going to fire all of its guns into the big squad of Rubric Marines.
And what was the order called?
Gunners kill on sight.
Gunners kill on sight.
And supercharging everything.
Okay.
So starting with the turret, it's 2d6 shots because it didn't move. For 9 shots. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Oh, 1 in there.
Roll that 1. So that is 4 hits.
When you're looking for 2s to wound, we got strength 8. Oh, I'm just getting 1.
3 wounds.
5 up invulnerable save. I'll go ahead and re-roll that one because it's cocked. So just 2 Marines go down.
So the 3 plasma cannons, 3d3 shots. For 1, 1, and 2, 4 shots total. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. All hit. Not bad. Hitting on 4. 1 missed, so wounding on 3s, 2s. Because it's strength 8.
5 up. Another 2 will go down.
Alright, so after lunch we found out the Crush'em Stratagem can only be used in my charge phase, so we gave Magnus back his 3 wounds.
Because you did roll a 6 for the D3 damage, which caused 3 wounds, so we just decided to go back a little extra bit and give Magnus his 3 wounds back. He has 4, but I do believe that Magnus will still go down this turn.
Alrighty. So going to spend a command point on Inspired Tactics from the tank commander. He's going to give himself the Gunner's Kill on Sight order. Is going to fire the las cannon at Magnus.
Okay.
The multi-meltas and both Vanquisher cannon shots into the Land Raider.
Okay.
The Hunter-Killer missile into Magnus.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, the Storm Bolter into the Mutalith.
Starting with the last cannons.
All right, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. You roll the 1.
Got a hit.
9.
Wounding on a 3. Okay. 3 up invul. Come on, buddy. And I save it.
And then hitting on a 3. Nope. Storm Bolter into the Mutalith. Both
Getting 2
hit.
hits.
Wounding on 5s.
Not
1
while
wound.
getting 1. 4 up save. And he's good.
Alright, 2 Vanquisher battle cannon shots into the from the Lemurus into the Land Raider. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
2 hits.
A strength 8, toughness 8, so wounding on 4s. Both wound. It is AP minus
5 up save. Oh, 1 does go through.
Alright, so I rolled 2 dice and picked the highest for damage because it's a vehicle. For 5 damage.
Land Raider goes down to 7 wounds. 2 multi-multi shots.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Re-roll the 1.
2 hits.
Wounding on 4s.
Getting 1.
Wound.
AP.
Minus 4.
Minus 4.
So 6.
6 up. Goes through.
And not in multi-range, so just d6 damage.
For 6 damage. I think it's down to 1.
Line officer firing his hotshot las gun into the Land Raider, trying to kill it off. Hits. Doesn't wound. Alright, spending 1 command point on Vengeance for Cadia to fire on the Baneblade. The heavy bolters and the Demolisher cannon are going into Magnus. The las cannons into the Mutalith. The autocannon into the Mutalith, and the Baneblade cannon into this squad of Rubric Marines.
Starting with Demolisher.
D6 shots.
For 1.
For 1 shot. Hitting on 5s, re-rolling all because of Vengeance for Cadia. 1 hit. 1 wound.
3 up. Make it.
Alright, heavy bolters hitting on 5s. Oof. Re-rolling because of Vengeance for Cadia. Then wounding on 5s.
Re-rolling.
Re-rolling. So 3 wounds.
Ooh, 3 up. Make them all.
Okay. Last cannons into the Mutalith. Re-roll. 1 hit.
Toughness 7.
So wounding on 3s. 1 wound.
5 up invulnerable. Goes through.
So D6 damage for 6.
Nice.
Autocannon is same target. 1 hit so far. Oh, just 1 hit. Wounds on 4. 1 wound at -1.
-1, still 5 up. Nope, goes
So
through.
2 damage. Alright, Baneblade
Cannon?
Baneblade Cannon. 3 D6 shots for 7. Rerolling all. There we go. There we go.
Looking pretty decent. 2's to wound.
So
5 up invulnerable. So just 2 will die. These 2 will die.
the 3 heavy mortars are going to shoot at Magnus. It's 3d6 shots for
8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots.
hitting on force. Strength 6, 5 to wound.
5 to wound.
So 2 wounds.
3 up invulnerable. Oh, 1 does go through for D3 damage. Do I want to spend a command point?
I think.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a command point because I haven't spent anything else this turn. So, saved.
Alright, so the Exterminator is going to put its autocannons into Magnus. Both volleys of them. And then the 3 heavy bolters and the heavy stubber will go into the Mulith. So hitting on 5s because of damage. 2 hits. Wounding on 4s.
Getting 1.
1 wound.
3 up save. Saved.
So 3 heavy bolters into the Mulith. Wounding on 5s.
Getting
2 wounds.
AP -1, 5 up save. 2 go through. Mutilith goes down to 4 wounds remaining.
Heavy stubber into the Mulith. 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds.
4 up save. Another 2 wounds go through.
So it's big gun time. 2 of the Earthshakers are going to shoot into Magnus. The 3rd one is going to shoot at the Land Raider.
Okay.
So going to do the Land Raider first. We'll save the big fireworks for last. So 2d6, pick the highest for the number of shots.
4 shots.
4 shots. Hitting on 4s.
1 hit.
3s. 1.
5 up save. Oh, and I make it.
Alright, so first one against Magnus for number of shots for 5. And second one for 6. So hitting on 4s with 11 shots. So 5 hits, a little under average, but can't complain. 3s to wound for 5.
Uh-oh. Alright, we can do this. 3 up invul. Okay, 1 goes through. He won't die because what, D3?
D3.
Alright.
D3 damage for 2.
2. He goes down to 2 wounds remaining.
Alright, so going into the charge phase, we're going to do the right this time. We're going to activate Crush 'em for the Baneblade, and it's going to charge Magnus.
I have no Overwatch.
So,
Oh, yeah, okay. Crash.
so 6 attacks, hitting on 2s.
That's all of them.
Strength 9, so wounding on 3s.
Alright, 3 go through.
Spend a command point.
Okay, that's 4. Alright, Magnus, we can do this again. Come on, buddy. Come on, 3 up. Oh, crap.
That's it.
What?
Good. You have a command point if you want.
I do have a command point. Okay. We're gonna try it. Cause I got plenty to spare. Huh. Oh no! Magnus! Magnus does go down to a stupid tank. Darn it. I do owe you a morale check over here on a 5. Someone can run away. Oh, they're okay. I do think your turn 1 was a little bit more successful.
With our objective, that's a warlord kill.
Yeah.
So I double all my points killed for that.
That's right. Looks like I might have to take this guy down on my next turn, but oh boy, that did hurt. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like taking Magnus. He is either a super powerhouse or he dies turn 1, potentially turn 2.
Hey, have you ever had him die by getting run over?
No, that has never happened before. Normally, nothing is that tall. But I guess he just got absorbed underneath the tire tracks. Now there's just feathers all under there. So we're gonna go now into turn 2.
What really happened was the commissar sitting here said, "Hey driver, drive closer. I want to hit him with my sword."
Oh, buddy, you threw out an old meme. Oh man, I don't even know. All right, let's go into turn 2 of Thousand Suns. Right at the start of the turn, the Mutilith Vortex Beast will heal 1 wound, bring it up to 3. The Mutilith Vortex Beast, it's going to go ahead and advance, getting a 5. So the Vortex Beast is just going to go 8 inches right to there. Rubric Marines, they are going to go 5 inches this way. Do need to get closer. And these Rubric Marines will also move up as well. I think I gotta save my Demon Prince for a little bit, so he's just gonna fly 12 right here and wait a little bit until some other openings pop up. It doesn't really hurt to move the Land Raiders. The Land Raider just moved 3 inches, whoop, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and advance my Sorcerer, getting a 2. And I'm going to drop my Terminators right over here, just adding a little extra support onto this flank, and then hopefully kind of do this kind of a sweeping motion. We're going to go right into the Psychic phase. These Terminators are going to be casting Smite into the Baneblade. We do successfully get it off for just 1 mortal wound. Exalted Sorcerer will also cast Smite, targeting the Baneblade. We do successfully get that off for D3 mortal wounds. For a total of 2 mortal wounds, dropping it down to 5 wounds remaining. The Rubric Marines, they're going to be casting Smart. I hope they're smart. I'm going to measure it out to see maybe if the Baneblade or this gentleman over here is the closest target. So this guy is the closest, so we'll go ahead and cast Smite. We do get it off for just 1 mortal wound into that unit. These Rubrics will do the exact same thing. Just 1 mortal wound. Demon Prince will also go ahead and cast Smite into the Lehman Russ. Oh, and we fail with a 3. Do I want to spend a command point? Yeah, I'll spend a command point. Why not? I don't actually want to reroll a 1 because that is awful bad luck. If you believe in such things, rerolling that, and I get a 5. Okay, so that does go off for D3 mortal wounds. For just 1 mortal wound. Fantastic. Dropping him down to, what was that, 3? Rubric Marines over here on my right flank, they'll cast Smite. They fail this one. Demon Prince, he has 1 more spell. He's going to go for Temporal Manipulation. And we're going to try and heal the Mutilith Vortex Beast. It goes off on a 9, so he will heal D3 wounds. For a total of 3 wounds. And the last spell from my Sorcerer, we're going to put Prescience on this unit over here, which we successfully get it off with a 10. So they do get a +1 hit, so they'll be hitting on 2s. So going into the shooting phase, I'm going to be starting with the Mutilith Vortex Beast. Now, I just recently realized, this is the first time I'm using him, that in order to actually do any one of his powers, I need to roll a die to see if the power actually goes off and then consult a chart. So I can't just pick a power and then it auto goes off. So if you already made a comment and said that, hey Vito, you can't do that, appreciate that, but we just recently caught that, so that is awesome. So I'm going to go for the beam, and I'm going to be targeting the
nearest.
Is the nearest? So yeah, the closest unit within 36. So it's going to be this Lehman Russ. Yep. Now I have to roll a 3+ for it because of my bracket. Now if I roll a 1, because I am under 7 wounds, I'll take a mortal wound. So does it go off on a 3+? I do, it goes off. I roll 3 dice, and for every 4+, you take a mortal wound. I just rolled 1, so he'll take 1 more mortal wound, down to 2. We're going to go right into the shooting phase now. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 command point for Veterans of the Long War onto this unit here of Rubric Marines, so they get +1 to their wounds. So I'm going to start off with the Soul Reaper Cannon into the Baneblade. We have 4 shots, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s because the Sorcerer nearby. So we have all of them hitting. Looking for 4s to wound because of veterans. Only getting 1. AP -3 for a 6-up save. 1 wound. Down to 4. And then the rest of the bolter fire hitting on 2s. No 1s to reroll. And wounding on 5s. We have 5 wounds at AP -2.
So 5 ups.
Peeling off 3. He's down to 1 wound left. You gotta be kidding me. Next, we're gonna go with this squad over here. I'm gonna put the Soul Reaper and 2 guys into the Baneblade. That should be enough to take it down. Everyone else is going to that front line of guardsmen.
I'm gonna spend a command point for these guys to take cover.
You would.
Roll for your helm.
Yeah, the helm of the third eye. No, it does not. Soul Reaper hitting on 3s. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. And then wounding on 5s. No, no, no. And then the 2 guys. Okay, 6s. Ah! I thought for sure the Soul Reaper would do it. Whatever. The other guys on 3s. And then 3s. That's 4 at AP -2.
Alright, so...
They took cover, right?
Yep. So that gives them +1 to their save. So that means they are on 5-up saves. Save 1.
Next we're going to the Terminators because I'm losing my mind today. Hellfire Missile Rack is going to be going into the Baneblade. 4 guys with all of their bolters into the Baneblade. And then 1 guy is going to try to kill this 1 guy who is in cover. I hate this. I hate my life. Oh my god, I want to go home. I'm just kidding. I'm having a lot of fun. I am just whining for the sake of whining. We're going to be hitting on 3s. Re-rolling the 1s because of the Sorcerer. We've got a couple 1s in there. Looking for those vests. We got 3.
So Vito.
Yes.
You remember that Chimera a couple days ago?
Yeah, I remember that.
Ready for a repeat?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay.
I got
2 wounds go through. Does he explode? Does he have like a gigantic explosion?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So on a 6.
Oh! You want to spend a command point? Because what is that? Everything within
2d6 inches.
suffers d6 mortal wounds?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me
Spending command point to reroll? Yeah, okay, nothing.
Oh, you get to roll for your helm.
Oh yeah, 5 up? I do not. Oh, I kind of feel good now. Like slipping into a warm bath. Alright, let's take this punk out. On 3s. Okay. And then 3s to wound. Alright, 2 at AP2, 4 up save.
So 4 up save normally. +1 for being cover makes it 3 up.
Yeah.
+1 for the take cover command or stratagem makes it a 2 up.
So back
so
up to
it's back
4.
down to 4.
Yeah. No, he dies. He peeks out his head, boom! Next I'm going to go into my Land Raider. I'm going to start with the Heavy Bolter into these 2 guys, and I really don't like splitting las cannons, especially how weak this thing is, so I'm going to put all 4 of them into that Leman Russ. Starting with the 6 bolters into them on 5s, and 3s to wound. AP -2. Sorry, I'm thinking 1,000 Sun Ammunition. It's AP -1.
Okay. I was about to say, you didn't spend that command point. So 5 ups.
Oh, rolling a 1 and a 2, taking him out. And then the 4 las cannons on 5s, getting only 1. And looking for a 3 to wound. Yep, las cannons suck. I cannot understand why. For the life, give me a plasma cannon. Or sorry, not plasma cannon. Give me a plasma gun with white scars or any other army. I am the most lethal person in the world. Give me a frickin' las cannon. I suck. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. I'm done. All right, next we have these Marines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dedicate the Soul Reaper cannon and 1 guy into this guy with the cool little gold helmet stripe. And then everyone else is going to go into these things because we got nothing else in the range. Starting with my big tantrum on las cannons. I'm just reminiscing. Starting with the Soul Reaper cannon on 3s. Yeah, everyone, go and get your patented MiniWarGaming vest Vito dice when you come here to MiniWarGaming, because they roll pretty good or pretty bad, 50-50. And then looking for 3s to wound. All at AP -3.
5 up inbounds. The Emperor protects, Vito.
Not quite. That does take him out. If you dare. If you dare. Are you gonna do it? No.
I gotta.
And then the rest of the shots on 3s. And 5s to wound. 6 up save. Nope, takes 1 wound. And that's going to be the end of my turn. We're just going to go right away into Death Korps Krieg, turn number 2.
Alright, starting out, the Marshal is going to advance.
5.
So he's going 11 inches.
It's like, nope, 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 nope.
That way.
Okay, movement phase over. That's awesome. All right, what's next? Orders?
Yeah, no. Alright, so first order, the Marshal is going to give the crew here the No Mercy order. So all of their las guns are pistol 2 for the turn. They're
Into the Mutilith. Bang, bang, bang.
18 shots hitting on 4s. And then wounding on 6s. 2 wounds at no minus.
No minus. This is for a 4-up save. So 1 goes through.
Next order, the Marshal is going to give himself the move, move, move order. So he moves and advances as if it was the movement phase. So another 7 inches.
Just going deeper, deeper to that armored bunker, eh?
Yep. So next order, the Tank Commander is going to give the Executioner the Gunner's Kill on Sight order. It is going to fire everything into the Rubric Marines over there. Alright, so the Plasma Turret into those Rubrics for 8 shots. 4s, rerolling 1s.
Quite interesting.
2s. So that many at -3.
5 up invulnerable save. I make 1.
So 6.
2, whoop, 4, and 6 go down.
3d3 for the plasma cannons for 6 to. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s, and then 2s.
5 up. Another 2 go down. Ooh. I'll take him, and do I want to keep the Soul Reaper or the Aspiring Smiter?
Spending 1 command point on Inspired Tactics, the Tank Commander is going to give the same order to the Exterminator. So you can roll your helmet 3rd eye.
And then you're not going to command point?
Alright, so now he's going to put the 3 heavy bolters and the heavy stubber into
That
Rubric Marine, the twin autocannon, or no, backwards. The twin autocannon, both volleys into the Rubric Marine. All of the lower strength things into Mila. 8 shots into the Rubric Marine, hitting on 6s, rerolling 1s. Into 2 1s. Wounding on 3s.
Getting 1.
1.
AP.
AP -1.
4 up save. He dies. Blech.
Heavy bolters into the Mutilith. 6s, rerolling 1s. 3 1s. So 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
AP nothing? Oh, sorry.
AP 1.
AP 1.
So 5 up.
5 up save, yeah. No, 1 goes through.
So heavy stubber into 3 shots, not 4. Into the Mutilith. 1 hit.
Look
2
at
hits.
you go.
Wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
4 up. Down to 3.
The 2 shots from the Vanquisher Cannon and the Las Cannon into the Land Raider. The Multi-Meltas and the Storm Bolter to the Mutilith. Vanquisher Cannon into the Land Raider, hitting on 3s.
Both hit.
And then wounding on 4s.
No. It's my command point. So last one. Saving it?
Las Cannon
Nothing.
misses. Multi-Meltas into the Mutilith. Both hit. 7 toughness.
Toughness 7.
So 3s to wound.
Look at these sixes all over the board.
Vito does.
5 up invulnerable save. Oh, I rolled a 6, but 1 goes through.
So it has 3 wounds left.
It certainly does.
So
1 goes through.
1 goes through. Stormbolter into the Mulith. 1 hit. Doesn't wound. Heavy mortars. 1 is going into the Land Raider.
Okay.
The other 2 are going into the Mulith. Into the Land Raider. 5 shots. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits.
Nothing.
Nothing. 2d6 into the Mulith. 3 shots.
Whoopsie.
Hitting on 4s. Nothing. Alright, so Earthshaker time. 1 Earthshaker is going into the Land Raider.
Okay.
1 Earthshaker is going into the Mulith.
Yeah.
And the last Earthshaker is going to the Terminators.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they do.
You want to. There's a difference.
And
And?
we're spending our last command point.
Yes.
Because we're getting vengeance.
For what? I wasn't there. Like, Vito wasn't there.
Vito wasn't. These guys might have been.
The true. Helm of the Third Eye. Oh, get a command point.
First one into the Land Raider. 4 shots. Rerolling hit, or hitting on 4 is rerolling. So 3 hits. Alright. Strength 9, toughness 8, wounding on 3s. Rerolling failed. Don't need to reroll.
5 up save. That didn't work. Yeah, he's done. Does he explode?
I don't think you can reach anything with the explosion, but...
Nah, he just boop dies.
2d6 into the Mulith. Or, well, 2d6 pick the highest into the Mulith. For 6. Hitting on 4s, rerolling all fails.
Oh, wow, okay. There's a lot of vengeance going around this table.
3s rerolling.
Don't need it. 5 up invul. Alright. Still a game somewhat.
Now, into the Terminators. 6 shots.
Oh, jeez.
4s hitting. Rerolling. 4 hit. 2s to wound, rerolling. Mine's 3, so 5 ups.
2 go through.
So D3 damage each.
Just 1.
And so 1 dies.
Yep, just 1 Terminator gets punked. I'll take the furthest one because I have a long way to walk. No morale to go around the board because that squad is completely dead. So we're going to 2,000 Suns, turn number 3. Start of my turn, my Mulith Vortex Beast will go ahead and heal 1 wound.
Back up to 3.
Terminator's gonna go ahead and move their 4 inches. Move this way. Gotta get closer to everything. They are slow boys. Exalted Sorcerer, roll advance. Getting 6. So he's gonna go 12 inches and end up right here in the trench. This squad needs to get up there, so I'm gonna go ahead and advance them. For 1, I'm gonna spend a command point. Getting a 3. So better, 7 is better than nothing. So they're just gonna keep going this way. Mulith Vortex Beast is just gonna go, it's 4 inches right to here. Oh, I'm in the danger zone. This is a gamble. Okay, so Demon Prince, he's going to go ahead and fly 12 right to here. My idea is cast Diabolic Strength on himself, adding +2 to Strength, going to Strength 9, and then he makes a charge, and he either goes after this one or this one, tags both, but only fights against 1, so I hit on or wound on 3s. But if I tag both of them, at least they both can't fire. And then when he falls back, then these guys will then obviously fire against them. He might die, probably, but then at least I don't have these 2 tanks firing. I don't know if that's the best plan, but it's the one I think I'm going for. Because then it gives these Marines a chance to swing forward this way, because I have other plans for these guys. Okay, Going into the psychic phase now. We are going to start off with these Scarab Occult. They're going to cast Smite, targeting these guys being the closest. It does go off on a 10. You need to have higher than 10 to be the Super Smite, so they're just going to take 1 mortal wound. These Rubric Marines doing the exact same thing. It does go off with a 7, so they'll just take 1 more, dropping it down to 4. Demon Prince casting Smite into this Leman Russ. Oh, it fails. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 command point, so I'm going to get rid of that 1 because I want to reroll that 1 into something. And I get a 3, so it goes to a 6. Smite does go off for D3 mortal wounds. For 3 mortal wounds, that is enough to take the tank out. Does it explode? It does not explode, so that is enough to take this boy right out. And now he's going to go Diabolic Strength, giving him, or trying to give himself +2 to his strength. It does go off with an 8, so now he's going to be at strength 9. Now these rubrics, they're going to go ahead and cast Smite into them. It does go off with a 7, so they'll just take 1 more mortal wound, dropping this down to 3. My sorcerer, he will go ahead and cast Smite into this target. It does go off with a 6 for D3 mortal wounds, for a total of just 1 mortal wound, down to 2. He's going to go ahead and put Prescience onto the Terminators. And that is a success with a 10. Start off with the shooting phase. The Mutilative Vortex Beast has to roll a 4+ to see if it actually does anything. It does not do anything this turn. And it does not hurt itself, so I guess that's a benefit. I'm going to start off with the Scarab Occult Terminators. They're going to be firing everything that they have into these guys over here, the batteries. I am going to spend 1 command point for Veterans of the Long War to give them a +1 to wound. So they're hitting on 2s, and now they're going to be wounding on 4s. These are going to be all the bolter rounds, hitting on 2s, re-rolling any, no 1s to re-roll. And wounding on 4s. These are all going to be at AP2, 6 up save. Saving 1. So this gun is going to be completely wiped out, and this one will be at 1 wound.
Yep.
So does it explode? It does not. So just 1 gun gets completely wiped out. 2 shots with the Hellfire Missile Rack, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. I know, I never re-roll 1s, those are awful. Okay, both will hit. Strength 8, Toughness 7, but because of the +1, wounding on 2s. Gunning only 1. 6 up save. For D3 damage.
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah. It does not, so this one also gets removed. Next, this Rubric Marine Squad, going to be firing into the same thing. We're going to start off with the Soul Reaper Cannon, hitting on 3s, and looking for 5s to wound. Getting 2 at AP -3. 2 wounds do go through, dropping it down to 4. And 8 shots from the Rubrics on 3s. Rerolling the 1 for the Sorcerer. 5s to wound. 6 up save.
Save 1.
Down to 2. We're going to go right into the charge phase now. Demon Prince is going to be charging the Plasma Leman Russ.
Alright, so turret, D6 shots. Everything's going to overcharge.
Go for it. 3 shots. Hitting on 6s, nothing.
But I do take a mortal wound.
Because you rolled the 1.
Yep. And then 3d3 for the plasma cannons. So 2, 4, 6. Hitting on 6s, taking 2 more wounds.
Taking 3 wounds so far on the tank, and now from my charge. Demon Prince looking for a 7-inch charge. Oh, and I make it with an 8. And with the 8-inch charge, that was enough to tag the other Leman Russ as well.
Heroically intervening here, we measured it, and he will be within an inch, and then he will be able to pile in if I can get him to stand wobbly model syndrome here.
Alright, so my Demon Prince, he's going to be putting all of his attacks into this Leman Russ over here. I have 7 attacks, +1 for Hateful Assault. These are all going to be hitting on 2s. Re-rolling the 1s, because he is a Demon Prince. And I do get to 2 for Death to the False Emperor, so I'll get 2 more. Yep, thank you. Okay, cool. So re-rolling the 1s. All right, he is an angry boy. Strength 9, so wounding on 3s. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a command point to re-roll one of these. Okay, so 1 more does go through. -2 for the Malefic Talent, 5 up saves. Oh, yeah, that's 2 damage apiece. Does he explode? He does not. Well, that does take him right out.
Yeah. Gonna start with the Marshal. He hits 3 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Getting 2
hits. Wounding on 5s, because Strength 5 with the Blade of Conquest.
Nothing. He was brave. He was brave.
And Lemur Russ, 3 attacks at full health. 2 hits. I think it's Strength 7.
Looking for 3s to wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. No minuses or anything, so we have my 3+ armor save. I make them both.
Alright.
And that's going to be the end of my turn. Not that bad of a gamble, I think. Definitely getting rid of this tank, 2 tanks. This tank will fall back, so it won't be able to shoot. I got rid of a couple of these mortars. Still will be able to fire. And all that's left is these things. I'm probably going to lose my Demon Prince, to be very, very honest. But the rest of my army now is going to be coming in and still, excuse me, still being able to shoot. So we're going to go into the Death Corps of Krieg, turn number 3. Jumping in the movement phase, this tank over here is just going to fall back a bit.
Fall back with him first, since he doesn't
yeah, your general.
Yeah, since he doesn't want to stand up.
Boom, ending up right over there.
And then
the tank will fall back as well. Yeah. We beeped all the way here.
So start of the shooting phase, the Marshal is going to order himself to get back in the fight. He's going to fire his plasma pistol into the Demon Prince.
How dare you. Good, that's what happens when you fall back like a coward.
The 1 remaining mortar is going to fire here into the Megalith. 5 shots, hitting on 4s. 6 versus
T7.
7, so 5s.
Nothing. All the crewmen, they're going to take aim and fire into the Megalith Vortex Beast.
So 10 shots with 1 in rapid fire range. Winning on 6s.
Nothing.
Earthshakers, Demon Prince.
I mean, yeah, okay, I would too.
So
5. 8.
3 is 8.
And 9.
So 9 shots.
Hey, Zinch's number.
So hitting on 4s.
3s to wound. Oh,
only 1.
Just 1. Zinch's number. I have a 4-up invult. He lives for Zinch! Shh. Oh, I'm sorry. That's going to be it for the Death Corps. We're just going to go right away into Zinch, turn number 4, where we're going to continue making our slow and grueling push. Alright, start of my turn. We're actually going to go back just a little bit because this tank did want to go ahead and pop smoke. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The Vortex Beast also heals. This thing just will not die. The Terminators continue their advancement forward. Not actual advancement, but you know. They're
slow trudge.
There you go. The Mutilith Vortex Beast, because it went up a bracket, it's going to go 6 inches this way. These are Marines continuing going this way. And these rubrics will advance. I'm getting a 6. They're going to go 11 inches. I think that's the fastest I've ever seen these guys move. A big gust of wind has moved this dust forward. I'm laughing at my own joke. Exalted Sorcerer will advance. I'm getting a 5. So that's just going to put him right to here. And now the Demon Prince, he can go ahead and fly 12, so he's just going to fly and tuck himself right over here. staying an inch away from both units. Going into the psychic phase now, we are going to start with my Exalted Sorcerer, and he's going to cast Smite, targeting this little machine right over here. Oh, Super Smite for D6 mortal wounds. For 2 mortal wounds, which is just enough to boop, take it right out. Nope, it does not explode on a 4. Terminators will cast Smite. Fails. Rubrics will cast Smite. It does go off, so one guy will die.
One guy?
Anyone?
Yep.
Yeah, this guy. These rubrics will also cast Smite. Oh, another guy will die. Boop. Demon Prince is going to cast Diabolic Strength on himself. Successfully getting it off with an 11. Demon Prince will also cast Smite. Because they're equidistant, I'm going to be putting it on the tank. Successfully getting it off for D3 mortal wounds. For a total of 3 mortal wounds into the Lehman Russ.
9.
Down to 9. Yes, he'll go ahead and cast Prescience onto this squad over here. Which goes off on an 11.
It's 3 11s.
That's quite a bit. I'm pushing it to the limit. Going into the shooting phase now, let's see if the Mutalith Vortex Beast can activate. Goes off on a 3+ now because he's healed to another bracket. He does activate on a 5+. He's going to go ahead and do the Beam of Unreality. Targets the closest enemy unit, which will be this tank. I roll 3 dice, and for every 4+, you take a mortal wound. So you're going to take 3 mortal wounds, dropping him down to 6. Terminators, they are going to be unloading everything that they have into the crew members over here. Hitting on 3s and re-rolling the 1s because of the Sorcerer. Man, that's a lot of 2s. And 3s to wound. So that's enough to take out 6 guys, so boop, boop, boop. There's 1 guy left remains. And 2 shots for the Hellfire Missile Rack on 3s. Both will hit. 2s to wound. Yep, he does die. Boop.
Splat.
Next, we're going to go with this squad of Rubric Marines. Only 3 of them are within range to fire into this Lehman Russ. Because they are prescienced, and then with the -1 onto this guy, it balances itself out because of the smoke. So the Soul Reaper and then these 2 gentlemen will go and fire. Starting with the Soul Reaper cannon, hitting on 3s, getting 2. And we are going to be, we're going to be looking for 5s to wound with the Soul Reaper. Getting 1 at AP -3. 6 up save, taking 1 wound. Dropping him down to 5. And the 2 bolters on 3s, re-rolling the 1s because of the Exalted Sorcerer. So we got 1 in there, and looking for 6s. Nothing. And now we have the Demon Prince for charging. He's going to charge into the Lehman Russ tank commander. You have your overwatches, sir.
So, multi-multis?
Nothing.
Last cannon?
Oh, no.
Wounds on a 3?
Oh, no. Okay. 4 up pinball. Ah, okay. Woo! Okay, buddy. What else is next?
Vanquisher battle cannon.
Okay, nothing.
And then 4 shots from the Stormbolter.
I can't breathe. 1 hit.
Wounds on a 5.
Nothing. Woo! Alright, and then the charge. Getting a 10. So we're going to go ahead and then boom, clip both of the units here.
Yep.
So the Demon Prince with his Malefic Talons, 7 attacks +1 for Hateful Assault, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s. Okay, and no 6s. Diabolical Strength, looking for 3s. I'm not using any command points.
So 5 ups. Make 2.
Yeah, that's enough. So 6. Does he explode? No, he does not. That does take out the tank commander. We're just going to go right away into Deathcore Krieg, bottom of 4. What do you got, mon friend?
The Marshal's going to advance.
Okay. Getting a 1.
So 7 inches this way. To there. He's then going to give himself the move, move, move order, so he moves and advances again for 12. As he can.
And then we just go right into the combat phase because these things can't fight. So hitting on 2s. Getting one more, or rerolling the 1, and then one more for Hateful Assault. Or it's not Hateful Assault, Death to the False Emperor.
Yep.
Got it, nice. Diabolic Strength is still up, so looking for 3s to wound. These are all at AP2, so 6 up saves.
Make 2.
2 damage apiece.
So, and then 2 wounds from there. There's 7 wounds each, so I'll put this on 3.
So yeah, because they have how many wounds each?
7.
Okay.
And then does this one explode?
Oh, it does explode.
And I can't stop that.
How big is the explosion?
6 inches and D3 damage to everything within 6.
Crap. So that's going to hit both of these weapons. Oh, they're all the unit, right?
Yep.
My Demon Prince and the crew. So which one do you want to start with?
Start with Demon Prince.
He'll take 1 mortal wound.
The guns.
Take 2. So he's down to 1. And then the crew. Take 3. Ouch.
Morale. So on a 4+, I got some running.
Nothing.
They're fine for the moment.
We're going to go right into the top of Thousand Suns, turn number 5. Whew, I don't think I've ever gone to turn 5 in a long, long time. So we're going to start moving our boys that way. And I'm just going to move them really quickly, and then I'll show you guys where everything ended up. So I went ahead and moved the Mutalith Vortex Beast up, just his movement of 6. I advanced the Exalted Sorcerer, and I advanced these guys. There's no point in moving them. They are way too far to do anything this game. So we're just going to go, and I also healed him, so he's back up to 5 health. Then we're just going to go right into the shooting phase. So for the Mutalith Vortex Beast, can he do anything this... Oh, sorry, yeah, I do have to go out in the second phase. Don't want to skip that because that is super important this turn. We're going to start off with these Rubric Marines. They're going to go ahead and cast Smite over here. So that's going to be the very big Smite, which is just D3 mortal wounds for them.
It's not going to hurt you.
No. I mean, it does kill one of the guys. Actually, no, I do have to actually roll for it. So D3 for them. For 2 mortal wounds. So it does kill 1, and then 1 will transfer over.
No.
Fuck. I teetered a little bit. So that does kill that 1, and then 1 wound does transfer over. D3 mortal wounds for a total of just 1 mortal wound. So, boom. Exalted Sorcerer will cast Smite as well. Ooh, I'm gonna spend my last command point and re-roll that. And it does go off for a 9 for D3 mortal wounds. For a total of 2 mortal wounds, dropping it down to 3 total. And then now my Demon Prince, he will cast Smite into the battery. It does go off on a 10 for D3 mortal wounds. For a total of 2 mortal wounds, dropping it down to 1. Exalted Sorcerer, he's going to try the Infernal Gaze, because I've had it, I've just been constantly using Prescience and Smite. So he's going to be targeting this guy over here. Does it go off on a 5+? It successes. So I roll 3 dice, and for every 4+, it takes a mortal wound. Oh, jeez. He takes 3 mortal wounds. Does he explode on a 6? He does not. So the battery is taken right out. Whoops, and Marshall, put him back up right over here.
Like this.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Boom. Demon Prince, he'll cast Temporal Manipulation, trying to heal himself. It does fail. Now we have to go into the shooting phase. The Mutalith Vortex Beast, does he activate on a 3+? He does. And I'm going to choose his ability called Temporal Flux, and he's going to tell the Demon Prince to re-roll his failed charges. We're just going to go right into the charge phase now, starting with his Demon Prince, charging your Warlord. I don't want to jump into these guys. Yeah, there's no point, so I'm just going to go after your Warlord. You get to make your Overwatch, sir?
So?
Plasma Pistol. Nothing. So that's all he has?
Yep.
Charge distance, 10. Yeah, that's enough to whoosh, and then landing right over here. See if we can do wobbly model. Bam, we managed to get it over here. So he's gonna have 7 attacks plus 1 for Hateful Assault, hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1s, and getting 2 more for Death to the False Emperor. Looking for 2s to wound. We have 7 wounds at your 5-up invulnerable save.
Me, 2.
And that's going to be 2 damage apiece.
So 10. Tenacious Survivor. So I need 7.
7?
7 6s. Come on, Nurgle.
You gonna switch sides? Yeah, that does take out the Warlord.
And that will give you the game, sir.
Yeah. And because the Demon Prince took out the Warlord, all of the points that I did end up killing, or sorry, I should say power, double as per the twist, or the objective, I should say. Both double because of both objective and the twist. And that, I think, is going to be game. Which brings the final score of 112 power, taken away from me, to 192 power that I took from you. James, my man, what an awesome game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I thought for sure that once Magnus dropped and like a whole bunch of other things, I'm like, that's it, I'm done.
It came down to you making your saves.
Yeah, it was a bunch of saves. This Mutalith Vortex Beast refusing to die, and then having the Demon Prince coming in turn 3.
The Mutalith saved the Demon Prince twice.
Yeah, because it took in all the hits.
Because it was closer than it was and just wouldn't die, so I could target it with the Earthshakers and all that earlier.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I thought, because all my firepower was essentially on this flank, and then once your big Baneblade died, I'm like, crap. Now I have to swing everything over, which I did. But the Demon Prince was definitely the MVP of this game. Magnus, you can get the heck out of here. You did. He did okay. But oh man, this Baneblade doing all that damage. Oh.
Magnus was a bullet sponge.
Yeah, that's what he generally is, to be very honest. Most games that I play with him, he does not survive the whole game.
Granted, it's always good to grind him under the tracks, though.
Yeah, just whoop, right underneath. Yeah, this was a great game. I had a lot of fun. Thousand Suns will always be near and dear to my heart. But this was great. I gotta take, if I can take 2 of these things are incredible. I think they're like 125 points, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
They're pretty decent. The fact that they can heal every turn, and then coupled with the Demon Prince healing, they're pretty decent.
Yep.
But everyone, thank you so much for watching this game. There were a couple mistakes that we made, but we did manage to go back and forth and try to correct them. Correct them as much as we could.
And either way, game came down to the wire, because if Marshall hadn't died, it would have came down to a draw. So
that he had to die in order for this game to become a victory for the Thousand Suns, and it was an uphill victory, definitely. So now the Thousand Suns are going to push further and further into Krieg. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Both James and I hope that you enjoyed this game, and as always, folks, happy wargaming.